Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to the ranting shop. It's me, Melissa. Now, today I'm going to be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville. We finally got the episode and I'm going to go straight into the review. We left off where the guys were speaking outside, talking about Martel and his situation, and Marceau is trying to tell him, if you're in love with her, don't get a DNA test. If you don't love her, get a DNA test. And to me, that just seemed like he was baiting Martel to give more information about the situation with Coleslaw. But of course, Martel didn't fall for it. And actually, Martel seems quite guarded around the men, and you could see a bit defensive. So certain things he just doesn't want to say to them. So they were trying to say, oh, you guys can get back together, whatever. And then he kind of obliges the guys. Like, he will say things to make them get off his back. So he will say, yeah, we were definitely great together, as if to give them hope, like possibly they could get back together, knowing full well, as he said in the ITM, him and Melody are not compatible, and that's probably why he had been cheating for 5 years consecutively, but he didn't have the guts to tell her that. So he just took the coward route and cheated covertly. And also, he probably didn't tell her because he knew that that would cause the divorce, and he knew that his assets and stuff would be entangled in that, thus leaving him struggling. And that's what is happening right now. So I kept saying that the group thinks that Martel is single, as in by himself, but the whole time Martel has been with Arion. He never stopped being with Arion. Maybe they took breaks, but they always went back to each other. So he might be technically single, legally single, but he's not by himself. He's still with Arion. So it's like you're talking to a brick wall at this point. There's no way these two are going to get back together. This man is with his Coleslaw. He's with his side. Okay. Now, Wanda is still talking to Melody, talking crap about, oh, she should get back with Martel, and her reasoning makes no sense. And to me, arguing with Wanda is like arguing with a wall. She's very slow, and arguing with people like that gets you nowhere because you're gonna think how they think despite that. And it's very funny how the people that are the most unintelligent are the people that are the most stubborn in their convictions, whether it be right or whether it be wrong. I find that very interesting and also baffling at the same time. So I said that Miss Wanda is a hypocrite. She says that she wants Mel and Martel to get back together, but in the meantime, she's in the Coleslaw's comment section calling her beautiful, and later on we'll see that Letitia checks her on that because she's wrong. Like, you knew or know Martel and Melody more. Granted, they're not your friends, but you know them more. So for you to take it out of your way, especially when last season, yes, you were bashing Martel. Y'all even almost came to blows because you didn't like what he did to Melody. And this time around, it's like you just turn a new leaf all of a sudden, and even to the point where you're inserting yourself in the people's drama by liking Arion's pictures and commenting things about Arion. Clearly, Wanda is a very vindictive individual. She might make it seem like she's clueless. I don't know. Why is that bad? She knows very well what she's doing. What she's doing is kind of like, in her head, that's payback. Because for her, she thinks that Melody has made her daughter cry. Melody has done this to her child. So that's basically payback. She's trying to make it seem like, oh, she did something innocent. No, she had bad intentions when she did that. So she's a very hypocritical person. I actually like how Melody checked her and told her, you see that old rhetoric that all the black women like to use about staying in abusive relationships. That's not healthy. It's actually very toxic because that woman had been suffering in her relationship with Martel, abused, like slowly dying inside, as she said. And the solution from Wanda is for her to stay. Because in Wanda's head, no man would want a woman with 4 children. But I feel like that's dangerous because you're basically telling a woman, be miserable because you have 4 children now and nobody would want you. That's dangerous logic. That is trash logic, and that should stop. It's so annoying and very naive and very dumb logic, and it's very reminiscent of a period where I suppose women used marriage as a survival kind of technique, but now that's not necessary. It's not necessary. Ancestors have put in the work and have progressed to the point where women are able to stand by themselves and be very self-sufficient without a man. So I don't know what Wanda is saying and where she's coming from. So we had went back to the guys, and they were talking about most of them are on their second marriages, and that is true. And then Marissa was saying that A second marriage is not an option for him. He's not gonna get married anymore. Like, one marriage, that's it. No more marriages. It's the end all be all, that's it. Whereas the other men will, like, they would marry again, if needs be. We know that Louis, that's his second marriage. We know that Maurice, that's his second marriage. Martha might, I don't know if Martha will get married again, considering how most of his assets went. He was kind of put at a disadvantage during his divorce. I'm not sure if he'll get a marriage. He'll marry Coleslaw. I don't think so. Anyways, we're moving on. So Wanda's response to the women being upset about her commenting under Coleslaw's pictures was that they don't have self-esteem. Actually, your daughter has low self-esteem. However, I will say that she missed where the women were coming from. The women were saying that it's principle. It's just pure disrespect. It's just pure disrespect. It has nothing to do with self-esteem. Pure disrespect, and her daughter checks on that as well. Melody says she's loyal. We're seeing that she's loyal to certain people. She might be loyal to Tiffany, but I'm not seeing the loyalty to Destiny at all. I'm not seeing the empathy. I'm not seeing the understanding. None of that. I don't know where that's coming from. They're supposedly friends, but I'm just not seeing it. And talking about the friendship, Destiny was defending Melody, like really defending Melody, like really getting upset with Wanda for Melody. And for me, I think that Destiny should really pipe down, because if she understands that Melody is not doing the same thing that she's doing for Melody, if she understands that it's kind of one-sided. You're defending Melody. I've not seen Melody defend you, not even one time. Now, especially when you need her to defend you the most, she's nowhere to be found. She's defending the person that disrespected you, and she doesn't think that the person that disrespected you did anything wrong. And we'll talk about later when they have their conversation how it very much solidifies the fact that defending Melody is pointless, especially for Destiny to do. So again, Miss Wanda came here to do what she has to do, what production told her to do, and that is to cause drama. And she's basically saying that Melody is lying, and that she knew about Coleslaw for more than 6 years, and she stayed. So she's saying if she stayed during the 6 years, she might as well continue to stay and be a sister wife to Coleslaw. Melody was like, that's enough. I've had enough of Miss Wanda and her ignorance, and I am leaving. But during the conversation with Melody, she says, okay, you only knew for 3 years, fine. But then in the ITM, she says she thinks Melody knew for more than 6 years. But Wanda, how do you know that? Were you in the people's marriage? I'm confused. Like, it just seems like she just came there. The production just told her, bring up this and that, and just let the drama ensue. It seems like that is what she does, Anyways, Melody leaves. Destiny follows. She has had it. She is annoyed beyond belief. And as somebody says, it seemed as if Wanda is very miserable. And she probably is, because everywhere she goes, she brings her misery with her. It's like she wants everybody to be miserable just like she is. So Kimmy and Wanda go at it now. And it was a very frustrating back and forth, because the hypocrisy, because it's like you're saying, you're justifying, or you don't see anything wrong with you commenting stuff under the side woman's pictures, but then you expect loyalty from Kimmy. Like, the hypocrisy, it's like she's just like her daughter is just like her. It's like they see what people do to them, and the beef is not even with Wanda. That's not even Wanda's business. So for her to put herself in her daughter's business, it needs to stop, period. It needs to stop. Your daughter is a grown woman. As she said, she's almost 40 years old. You don't need to be fighting her battles. That's not your business. That is not your business. And it was so annoying to watch Miss Wanda argue with Kimmy about Kimmy being neutral and Kimmy deciding to be and handle things in an adult way. I'm not understanding. You want Kimmy to follow Letitia. You want Kimmy to coddle Tisha. You want Kimmy to stand up for Letitia no matter what she does. No. And Kimmy has been very firm about her stance. Like, why is it that Kimmy has to repeat herself? She's not doing that. She's going to be a grown woman and address things as a grown woman would and stand up for what is right, period. She's not following people blindly and having this blind loyalty thing. She's not doing that. And she told you guys this many times. And Kimmy got frustrated because she's like, what are you talking about? What am I saying on social media and YouTube? Point me in the direction of what I said. She couldn't say anything because she didn't have anything to say. Wanda just talks out of her ass, period. Wanda just comes, brings drama, and leaves like a scared little animal. And she looks ridiculous. And what that scene where she scurries out of Black.
Holler at me. Go get over. Like I say, I like to shake a bone, and that's what I'm doing. Get the hell on. Please, let that
go. Solidified to me is that her job in this particular show is to turn up the chaos. Her job is to come there, throw bombs, and she rightfully said it. She said it before she walked out the door. Her job is to come, throw bombs, and run away. One of these days, somebody's gonna clap her. You see the same way she's telling her daughter that Kimmy's gonna lose her teeth. She's gonna be the one to lose her teeth. Does Kimmy look like she can't fight? Kimmy looks like she can throw some hands. So if I was Wanda, I would just shut my mouth and go away, like, as fast as possible. Because Wanda does that. She talks. But I don't think she has I don't think she can fight. I don't think she could talk that talk. I don't think she could walk that walk. But Kimmy sure can. The way Kimmy was pounding on that table, she was tired and through with the BS. And I'd be tired and through with it too, because it's like, why is this always coming up? I've addressed this with Tisha already. Why are you now bringing it up again? It's sickening. I'm sick of it too, watching. I'm sick of it. So again, let's move on. Melody is recording her new song, Side Chick of the Year. You know, sounding a little pitchy, but she's songs are getting views regardless. I like her song, her first song, Telltale Signs. I actually have it on Spotify. I play it once in a while. It did do quite well, you know, for a new track and a relatively unknown singer and so on. She did do quite well. This Side Chick song sounds good too. Her vocals are not the strongest, but you know, there are people that have sounded worse that have been popular, so it doesn't really matter. So Destiny pops up, and clearly Destiny's like feeling the song. Destiny has heard the song before, she likes it and stuff, and they discuss the things that had happened. And Destiny was talking about Miss Wanda and Black, and she's talking about Tiffany being upset. She didn't know what happened and why Tiffany was upset. She said she even gave Tiffany a hug, trying to figure out what was wrong. We knew what happened. Maurice checked her, and she couldn't handle it. You know, she knew how to dish the drama, but when they checked on it, she didn't know how to handle it. You know, period. That's not her thing. She's not about that life. And here goes Melody again, defending Tiffany, treating her like she's this poor child, like she's this defenseless, sweet baby girl. When she came there looking for problems, she came there dropping bombs on people she did not know. She may have known them in terms of meeting them. They may have been past acquaintances, but they were not ever cool to the point where you could go to a first meetup and then feel the need or feel comfortable enough to drop this tea on people you don't know like that. You know, and for Melody not to understand that again, and for her to stand 10 toes for Tiffany, knowing that what Tiffany did wasn't right, makes me feel like Melody put her up to that. Melody kind of debriefed her, told her everything she needed to know, gave her all the ammunition, and then let her go. And because she kind of propped her up like that and let her do that, it's almost like she cannot see the wrong in it, because that would be going against someone that you propped up to do that, and that seems very disingenuous. So I think that's what it is. She propped her up to do that. She did it. She got backlash, and Melody feels the need to defend her because Melody put her up to it, period. Okay, Melody repeatedly calling Destiny aggressive. That's a dig. Melody didn't do anything aggressively. Destiny did not do anything aggressively, and that seemed to be the buzzword in this episode. That is the word we heard the most in this episode: aggressive. Destiny was not aggressive. Destiny was direct. There's a difference between being direct and being aggressive. Destiny had to let these people know that, no, you can't do me like that. I'm not going to accept it, period. And somebody made a great point and said, it's very funny how Melody is calling Destiny aggressive when she is the exact same way. So if you think Destiny is aggressive, you're just as aggressive as Destiny. But beyond that, Destiny was not aggressive. That was not the word. She was being very direct and firm, and she was very justified in being that way. Melody's starting to irritate me. Like, the more she defends Tiffany, the more she irritates my nerves, because it's very clear that Destiny and Melody are not as close as we thought they were. They're really not, because Destiny now is calling for Melody to be just as just as protective of her as she is of Tiffany, and Melody is saying that basically, unless you show a softer side to you, I don't see the need to stand up for you or defend you. How hypocritical is that? Because you come off with this tough front, like you're big and bad, and Destiny still defends you. So for you not to do that for her, it just seems to me like you don't like Destiny like that. And somebody mentioned the fact that she's a Scorpio, and Scorpios feel as if when people do something wrong or people wrong them, they have to be vindictive and get them back. That's most likely or probably what it is too. This Melody felt away when Destiny came at her at the Taco Tuesday thing. She felt away, you could tell, and so she's kind of getting back at Destiny. That could also be true. Like, are you telling Destiny that she has to soften up for you to want to or feel the need to defend her, but then you're just as tough acting and she's defending you, no issues and no problems? I don't understand it. This friendship is one-sided and it's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. Destiny felt like, you being my friend, at least have a side conversation with me first. Like, let me know what's gonna be popping. Let me know what's gonna happen. Like, let me know, like, what to expect, basically. That's all Destiny wanted, so that she doesn't feel or didn't feel so blindsided when Tiffany came to her with the BS. But anyways, that conversation goes wherever it goes. Melody is not a good friend to Destiny, period. And I hope Destiny sees that. And I said, poor Tiffany. She said she felt attacked. But don't you feel Destiny felt attacked when you came in talking about, oh, I met this, it wasn't you that I met. I said you're just as pretty. Wasn't you? You did that on purpose. And you didn't feel, you were not empathetic to it when you did that. You were not empathetic when you brought up these people's children. These people's child. You were not empathetic, but now you want to be poor old Tiffany that was blindsided and felt attacked. You shouldn't feel attacked because he was very firm and direct with you. He did not disrespect you. He did not call you any derogatory names. He just came to you very direct because he wasn't playing about his child. Now the husband is like, oh, if I'd taken a few drinks, I would have approached your conversation differently. So you're enabling your wife's messy behavior. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And like, she does have a point. The reason why Maurice came at her so directly and so firmly and so, he wasn't playing, is because, yes, it was disrespectful for you to bring up the child's name or the child's discretion. It was very disrespectful. It wasn't your business to bring up the child's discretion or whatever he did. But yes, I do agree that Maurice was particularly mad because Kimmy wasn't supposed to know that information. That information was supposed to be between Maurice and Kiowa. I don't think Maurice had any intention for Kimmy to know and did not want Kimmy to know. As to why, I have no idea. To me, it just does not make sense. Because that is essentially your wife. That is the boys. That is your son's step mother. So for you to leave her out of things that are so serious, to me, it's like, don't you trust your wife? Don't you respect her thoughts and feelings? I don't understand. But I do agree that is what made him even madder. Yes, he was mad, but that made him mad because now Kimmy knows. And he didn't want Kimmy to know. But then at the end of the day, we see how Melody adds to the drama. You see what she told Tiffany? She told Tiffany, oh, it's just because Maurice and Kimmy don't communicate in their marriage. You see how she just gives Tiffany that type of information? She gives Tiffany the ammunition, you see? You see how she perpetuates the drama? You see how she does that? That's why she has to defend Tiffany, because she's the one that comes to Tiffany and delivers the mess and debriefs Tiffany about everybody's business. So don't be surprised if Tiffany brings that up. Don't be surprised. And don't be surprised if Melody defends her, period. Because she gives her the stuff she gives her the business, even though it's not her business. Louis is saying, oh, it wasn't that serious, and so on and so forth, but it was serious to him. That's what you guys have to understand. It may not have been serious to you, but it was serious to Maurice, Anyway, so Martel is talking. Somebody, his friend perhaps, gave him an opportunity, to work on his, business property and so on. Because, during Melody and Martel's marriage, she was the one who had the builder's license. Why? Because she passed the exam. And Martel didn't. Even though Martel is supposed to be the brawn in the operation, he clearly wasn't the brain. And because of that, he thought that him and Melody would spend the rest of their lives together. Even though he says that they're not compatible. So that's weird to me. He thought that there would be no issue. She'd just have be the one with the license. They'd be getting money regardless. The divorce happened, and now he's alone, and she's the one that would be getting the contracts, not him. And she can't expect him to. He can't expect her to direct business to him. Like, they're not together anymore, and she doesn't owe him that. So he's coming to the realization that he'd have to get his own builder's license, you know. And, you know, the friend I was talking to kind of gives me misogynistic vibes as well, almost as if Melody cannot have a builder's license because she's a woman, kind of thing. But anyways, I might be projecting. What Martel did was that he brought up the fact that, oh, Chris gave the contracts to Melody to build property on the 47 acres, knowing full well that Chris told him that it was the client that requested for Melody to build the property on the 47 acres. The client requested that. It wasn't something that Chris did under the table to hurt Martel. But as narcissists do, they take everything personally and make everything about them. So he conveniently left out the fact that the builder requested Melody to build residential property on the 47 acres. Why? Because Melody has the builder's license. You don't have the builder's license. So technically, legally speaking, you can't do anything. So why would the client go to you? Why do you expect Chris to forego the client's needs and wants and go to you and make a beeline to you? To me, that's asking for a lot and too much at the same time. You guys, so Martel is basically saying that he did something under Melody and Chris's nose, and he went to the company, and he went to the not contractors, I don't know who they are, contractors, whatever they were, and he spoke to them and he told them to give him basically the first right to build the lots on the property. So he kind of went under Chris's nose and under Melody's nose, and he was like, there's no way you guys are doing this without me. I put a lot into the 47 acres, and so he did that sneaky thing. So what if you what if you fail the license exam again? What does that mean? Like, does it mean that you have to partner with somebody with the license, and if you do that, they get the money, not you? Like, how does it work? I have no idea. But he convinced them to do it. He says he's gonna do the exam again. Whether you pass or not, I have no idea. But he kind of did something quite sneaky, in my opinion. But whatever, it's what he does. It's nothing new. It's nothing of amazement. Anyways, Wanda visits Tisha to spill what happened at Black. And I mentioned that Marceau is in the window like a nosy neighbor. He's like, oh, Miss Wanda is here. Let me stay inside because I'm gonna have like high blood pressure, you know. So Melody, she's talking about, oh, I was telling Melody to get back with Martel, and the way they argue on social media, they should get back together, and the way to get back at him is to get with him. That made no sense to me. How is the way to get back at him to be with him? That's confusing to me. For once, I said Tisha stands up for what is right, because she checked her mother. She's like, no, you're wrong. Like, there's no way you could be my friend and you're contacting or complimenting the side woman. That is so disrespectful, and it's not called for, you know. And she called Destiny a monkey because she said Destiny was following behind Melody like she had bananas. That's disrespectful and rude. Okay, of course, Tisha is like, Destiny is cool, whatever, because Destiny checked her. That's what it is. Wanda did not tell the whole truth about Kimmy. She said what she wanted to say, but she didn't say the whole truth. The truth of the matter is, you brought up the whole mess or non-issue about, oh, Kimmy doesn't have this one's back, or Kimmy doesn't have Tisha's back, or Kimmy makes Letitia cry and Tisha is sensitive, and so on and so forth. Like, you brought that to Kimmy, and you're not gonna add that because you know that it makes you look messy, and you want your daughter to go against Kimmy. You want your daughter to be on your side, but you're wrong. And somebody said this, and it's very smart. Okay, besides the fact that Wanda reeks of misery, she says that she takes her mother's bait all the time. Her mother brings partial information to her and she runs with it. And that has been the cause of a lot of conflict with Tisha, because it's like, as Marceau says, don't you see that your mother lies? It's been 15 years of the same thing and you don't see it at all? You can't tell, you haven't figured it out yet that your mother is a liar and she caused drama? And I agree with Marceau, because she does. And clearly we saw it here, where she's been given partial information about Kimmy, and automatically oh, if Kimmy did that, then blah 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 blah. But I'm happy she came back around and she calmed down, she piped down, and she used more of her logic than her emotion. And she said it herself. She likes to throw rocks and stumble out of the door, you know. So Kimmy again checks and says, my issues with Kimmy and Melody has nothing to do with you. I'm almost 40. Let me fight my own battles. You cause more drama when you insert yourself in stuff. And clearly she does, because she leaves that information and makes Tisha mad, because Tisha thinks, oh, it's this one way that my mom said. Meanwhile, her mother is telling untruths. I'm glad that she checked her mom. Her mom needs to stop this, period. And of course, there goes Wanda again, implying that Martel has a side child, and then saying that, oh, he hugged me like this because I'm not Melody, trying to imply that potentially he has a situation with Melody. That's how she stirs up insecurities in Tisha, is that she accuses Marceau of doing things without any proof. And then Tisha, it's like she's at a conflict. It's like she wants to believe what her mom is saying, but she's a little doubtful. So that creates drama. Every time her mom comes, she starts drama. She plants seeds of doubt in Tisha's mind. She really does. And Marceau calls Wanda a walking day drunk, because every time she pops up, it's a mess. It's a mess. I like that. I like how Marceau always gets her together. That's so hilarious. And then she says, she brings up the side child, and then Marceau is, of course, making jokes like he normally does, and says, you'll be a side grandma. You know, it's like the sarcasm goes above Wanda's head. It goes way above Wanda's head. She just doesn't get it. Instead, she's like, no, your mom is a side grandma. Whatever. Okay. So, and then Marcy's like, no, you better put your mama in her place, because now your mother is trying to say that Melody and Marceau have some type of situation because Marceau chose to bring her a bottle of champagne. And so initially Tisha is like, oh yeah, because he wants her to be the brand ambassador. But of course, Wanda has to bring up drama about, oh, Martel was the one that brought up the fact that he didn't get her wine and Mel got her wine, and bringing all type of unnecessary beef. I really doubt that Tisha has anything to worry about, because I don't think Melody wants Marceau. I just don't think so. Anyways, what else to say? Other than I'm happy that Tisha is coming to the realization that her mom brings up a lot of drama, and I'm happy that she stopped herself and she piped down and she peeped game and she realized, no, I can't go off what my mom said. And that's wise and that's smart. And you see, the moment she insinuated Marceau was cheating, she checked her mom too and said, no, you can't do that. You can't play with people's marriages, period. And her mom was there looking dumb as ever. Your daughter had been checked you. It took her long enough. And she went back into the house. Because Tisha is somebody that doesn't like confrontation. She just will get up and go. Period. Anyways, next episode we see Jalen and his issues with the Scots and all that. And we see Mel is doing the music video for Telltale Signs. Of course, that music video has been out. It's an okay music video. Okay, it was okay. The ladies go to Vegas. Okay, so you guys, that's it for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me know, did I miss out anything or did I get everything? Let me see. People were saying that Melody was gaslighting Destiny. Now, I don't know if gaslighting is the correct term, but she was definitely making it seem as if Destiny was overreacting. And I feel like that's a dangerous thing to do. I feel like at this point, they're really not friends. So they should just cut their losses and just go their separate ways, because Melody is doing too much. Anyways, you guys, see you next time. Like, subscribe. Bye bye.